Giving you a slice of unapologetic conversation. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Straight to Tape. My name is C. Perry II, the Mr. Fantastic of Podcasting's Fantastic Four. First, the comedian, professional joke slinger Tico the Gallo. What's good, Tico?
Well, it is what it is until it ain't.
Something about a taint.
That's it.
That shit stank. Anyway,
That shit.
You wish you would, but you ain't.
Keisha caught it though.
I know she did. She called it. She
She
called a whiff.
I'm so glad she did. Of course, the First Lady of S2T, the quintessential hip hop mom, Keisha with a Y. What's good, Kate?
What's good, y'all? It's Keisha with a Y, aka Hip Hop Mom, aka I've been so busy and I'm gonna stay busy. Cause I'm the hip hop mom and your mom's favorite mom.
That's what's up. That is
So
what
much,
is
so
up.
much going
That
on.
is yeah. Well, I mean, hip hop 50. Okay, it's hip hop 50. We
And
should
spring and summer, and
Mhm.
everybody's really outside compared to last summer, spring, summer, post pandemic,
Yeah.
lower pandemic, or whatever. I was supposed to stay home last weekend. Y'all remember when I said that last week?
Yeah, and I'm sure that did not occur. Well, according to your social media, it didn't occur. So,
No, that was AI. I was at home.
AI. Okay. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, our social media assassin, it's Rob the Actual. What's good, Rob?
Man, it's all good. Philly, we up right now. You know what I'm saying? Had the best draft in the NFL. You know what I mean? All the other GMs hating. All the other teams hating. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Joel Embiid just moments ago won the MVP.
Congrats.
I mean, Philly is up right now. We looking real good right now. You feel me? So yeah, it's all good.
Speaking of Philly, did you see Bishop's interpretation of you last week?
Oh yeah, I did. I caught it. I caught it live and direct.
Okay, all right,
And
just making sure.
yeah.
I'm telling
I
him a snitch.
got something good planned for him. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think he hit the profile. Well, but
I mean, you got to have the profile to hit the profile.
I mean,
you
who
know
could?
what I'm saying?
Who could?
Hold on, Rob. Wait. Go ahead.
Yes.
Not deep
yes,
sigh,
yes.
heavy sorrow. Heavy sigh, deep sorrow, whatever.
Oh no. It's just never that. I was watching the intro, like our intro. Before when the show starts, I was saying some deep shit. Apparently, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
How can you tell?
it was something profound. I was saying. I was looking at me like, damn, what am I talking about? I don't remember that show, but it must have been some real deep shit. But yeah, it's all good. Ready to get this show kicked off. It's all love.
Yes.
Gary had to choose the clip of me with the poofiest bangs I've ever had it. Friend, do I need to call? Do I need to call somebody?
Damn, Tico.
That ain't Hennessy, friend. That's
That's
Woodford.
Woodford Reserve, my brother.
That's fancy.
Yeah.
Have a great show. Let's have a great
You're
show.
not supposed to just chug Woodford from the
no,
bottle.
dude.
That's some classy shit. You supposed to, you know what I'm saying?
You drinking it all Ned the Wino Mad Dog 50
You drinking that
style.
real
What the fuck,
Hennessy-ish.
dude?
That was
Yeah.
real niggerish of the way you was.
Yeah.
Evidently, I've said this over the years, and evidently, y'all hear me but don't listen. You all talk it, but I live it.
Living like a wino? What the fuck,
Live
son?
what? Nobody checks. That reminds me of a meme I saw today with the fucking Incredible Hulk recipe, and it made me want to throw up all over the screen. Hennessy and Hypnotic, and it turned green, and it was
Yep. It was.
Yeah.
Hypnotic. Hypnotic had
Thirsty.
the consistency of saliva.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
God!
No.
It had the texture of saliva. It did. It really did.
No, it had the texture of the stuff. And if you know, you know. You know what I meant
Stuff,
by the
yeah, the
stuff.
stuff,
Okay,
yeah.
that's what it.
Nope.
Yeah, he talking about that daggone KO Peptide down your throat juice.
Do you have something to say? Do you have something to say about it? You already said saliva, and then they just go that direction.
But didn't it though? I'm just saying.
I don't want to talk about it. I already said I was nauseous, and then y'all just made it worse, sir.
And I'm sorry. But Hypnotic was nasty, bro.
And what I said wasn't even that bad either. I mean, come on.
I have a vivid imagination, Perry. I knew what the fuck he was talking about, and then it just
No, that wasn't the stuff I was talking about. That's the reason why I said if you
You
know,
talking about?
you know.
He talking about when you gotta take that drug test.
Exactly.
You gotta drink that. You gotta drink this stuff called the stuff. It's thick. Good gracious.
Yeah,
It's thick.
yeah.
Was that
is
the
it
stuff
anything
that-
like the colonoscopy stuff?
No, that's tame.
No,
That's
yeah.
tame, because that was tame in comparison. Okay.
Wait a minute, is that the
colonoscopy.
stuff they tell you to go to the grocery
Yep.
store and get from the bacon aisle or something?
What?
Some old thick liquid.
No. You actually used to be able to get it in natural food store. I mean, natural food stores. Okay,
Yeah.
and it used to come in two types. It came pre-mixed. Shut up, Tico. It came pre-mixed. And it came in where it came
don't
in
do it, T.
powder form, where you had to mix it yourself. And yeah, it was terrible. It was worse in the powder form. Because in the powder form, I mean, it was so thick, dude. It was
That's
And
how a
that's
lot
what
of-
you thought about
and-
when you thought about Hypnotic.
And
Yeah,
young
pretty
people,
much,
that's
yeah.
how your parents got their jobs now.
You know,
So
pretty much.
a whole bunch of shit popping off in this
Uh-huh.
year for you kids. Freaknik and drug testing. You
We
was
was so
doing
much.
some
I learned
shit.
so much today.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it popping. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, it's popping. But look, ladies and gentlemen, look, we got a great show on for you today. A great guest, a renowned vinyl dealer and cultural influencer, Gene Brown, joining us on Straight to Tape today. Now, remember, you can catch Straight to Tape Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Facebook Live, and on Twitch. Audio version of Straight to Tape, which is powered by Acast. You can catch on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. That being Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts, among others. Make sure you're following us on our social media platforms, IG, Twitter, and Facebook, Straight to Tape. Go by our YouTube channel, S2T Media. Hit us up there as well.
Yo, shout outs
Twitter.
to Big Jazz and Reg, that dude on the check-in. I see y'all. What's up?
Twitter. Why you say that like
Yes,
Harry Potter?
Twitter.
He said that like
Twitter.
Harry Potter. He said that like Harry
Twitter.
Potter. Because of Twitter.
It is on the
It's on our
Twitters.
Twitter. On our Twitters.
Tweet.
But look, before we get into things, Keish, you did not stay home. What did you do this weekend? What hip hop momming did you do?
This weekend, I went to Saturday. Well, it was supposed to rain all weekend, so that's why I was going to stay inside. But it rained Friday night into Saturday, and then Saturday afternoon, the sun came out. So sun's out, fun's out. So Beats and Bars music festival was going on in Durham.
Nice.
Hung out downtown for a while. some friends of mine were having an event upstairs at Unscripted, so hung out there for a while, and then trooped on down to American Tobacco campus. Saw lots of people that I hadn't seen in a while, and just sat around, listened to music, soaked up some good vibes. I saw Bishop. I saw Susan Scott, Scott's sister. I saw OC from NC.
Nice.
I saw.
Was Doc Schweiner at the at the?
She was on that
thing?
Unscripted, yeah.
Mhm.
And then, who else? We sat out in front of Five Star. Five Star has a newer restaurant down there. Sat out front with the wife of the man that did the murals, Victor Knight. He's a dope muralist and also my personal tattoo artist. So we sat out there.
Cornhole joints.
And sat out there with them. Her and her mom, lovely. I saw Church was out there. Curtis Hill was out there. He's a former guest of the show. Lots of people and lots of good stuff. Some white man came by and dressed as Baby Yoda, so we took pictures. It was a good day.
A white man dressed as
Goku.
Baby Yoda.
Grogu. He was just a Grogu, so we made him take pictures with us. And then Sunday, the bridge, normal, much more chill, laid back than last weekend, but it was a good time. It was a good weekend.
Good.
Yeah, last weekend was cool at the bridge, but y'all know me. I be out.
That's why you ain't get no pictures, because you ain't stay.
Certain capacity.
You ain't. That's why you won't get no pictures.
That ain't no excuse. I was sitting there for hours, nigga.
Sunday was crazy. All my exes was out there.
Wow.
Ex
snap.
girls, ex wives.
Wow.
It was a.
My friend told me after we left, she was like, "Check on Tico." I said, "He fine. He fine.
Yo,
he's okay."
Yo, shouts out to DJ Billy Bill. Ran into him at the Chocolate and Cheese Festival at over at Lafayette Village.
Oh yes. Yes.
She sounded shit.
Yes.
What?
I'm just gonna put that on a T-shirt. Billy Bill, chocolate and cheese.
That's my friend. I check on him all the time.
Like Billy Bill.
I love him so much.
How was it?
He was the DJ at my wedding.
It was nice. It was nice. Shouts out to Keisha Dozier, the owner of the chocolate boutique, and the sponsor of of the festival. It was the 8th one that they've done. This is like the first time I've actually had a chance to attend fully. Some good.
Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
What chocolate goes with hoop cheese?
Hershey's syrup in a bottle.
I don't even know.
But it was really a good but it was a good time.
I don't even know if you can reasonably pair any type of chocolate with hoop cheese, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
But listen, that's the second time that Tico has mentioned hoop cheese in 3 days. Because at the bridge, somebody started talking about honey buns, and I was like, "Oh, Tico puts cheese on his honey buns and puts them in the microwave, and he calls them a poor man's cheese Danish." So Tico's literally across the deck, and I'm like, "Tico, what you do to your honey buns?" And he was like, "Put cheese on them." And somebody said, "What kind of cheese?" And he said, "Hoop cheese." And I was like, "Ah!"
wow.
It was a moment.
That's real.
Poor
That's
man's
real
cheese
shit.
Danish.
Y'all better get with it. These banks is fucking getting their banks being bought up. Y'all better get the realistic on some real shit. y'all better get back to basics. While y'all here bullshitting around, you better get back to basics. Eating fucking damn fried green tomato sandwiches and shit. I'm telling you.
You're gonna be making charcuterie boards with Vienna sausage and hoop
Vienna,
cheese.
hell yeah, Vienna sausages and motherfucking American.
Get it how you live it.
American cheese.
Get it how
Look,
you live it.
think your ass flossing with a block of damn Velveeta, nigga.
Yeah.
And instead of the finest provolones, we shall have sliced deli ham.
Delaham.
Right. Right.
Delaham.
Once
Della
that
Ham.
happens, if that becomes the most popular charcuterie board, then we have hit a recession. We are
Pretty
deep.
much.
No, actually, let me take that back. No,
Pretty much.
we in a depression. We in a depression if that happens. Okay.
Vienna sausages.
'Cause you know how bougie me and Keisha are
and it-
about our charcuterie boards, bro.
Exactly.
Rob,
Anytime
if it
on
comes to this, I'm not eating them. I'm just not going to eat them.
Right.
anytime-
I'll just wait for a bride days. I'm not
And-
eating those.
anytime you gotta take a damn piece of cheese with you during communion, it's fucked up in the game. Take the little piece of that little cracker, pinch that little piece of cheese off.
There was nothing in the Bible about the body of Christ and cheese.
Look,
Okay.
hey, I'm telling you, it's a recession.
And I don't
going on. You gotta
even
get
know
them
the
crackers
Bible
the
that
best way.
good.
You got to get them crackers. Got to get them crackers the best way. You get them crackers.
That's the French translation of the Bible. Okay. If it's a lot of cheese in it, it's the French translation. Trust me. Okay?
is the
Yes.
Yo,
Trust me.
B
Trust me.
Pass,
This good-
Deveron on the check in. What's up, y'all? Go ahead, Tico.
this Gouda is my boss.
If you don't shut up.
Yeah, I mean, really, man, really. Look, ladies and gentlemen, look,
Gouda could have been gooder.
Lord, we're gonna start the show out
Okay.
talking about some of the trending topics and news of the week in the section of the show that we like to call the headline grab. Headline grab. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what has gone on? Oh, let's see. I'll drop this one on you right here. This is what and as people that like to binge watch stuff,
We short, nigga. We short.
Hollywood, we short.
Let me pull my list out.
Short.
And
We short.
my list is super short now because a lot of my shows have ended, right? So I have to keep a list on my phone of the shows, the network, and the days that they air. So Bel Air, Perry Mason, Grand Crew, Power Book. I don't think 50 gonna let that happen though. Great Expectations I'm watching. Just finished Picard, which is done.
Great Expectations. Wasn't that a movie?
It's a book that you read in high school, probably.
Oh yeah.
But the series is on Hulu and it is super fucking spicy.
Yeah.
Is the book that we read was not this spicy. It's taking a lot of liberties with some of the plot, all of the plot lines. It's a good show. It's a good fucking show.
Is that what they're doing now? They're taking like the old history, back in the
Spicing it
day
up.
books and start
Spicing
spicing
it up.
Well, I just don't want to see Moby Dick. Let's put it that way. If
Shut
they're going to
up.
do that, I don't
Shut
want to see
up.
Moby
Shut
Dick.
up. But look, ladies and gentlemen, the writers' strike has started. Okay, the talks between the studios and the Writers Guild of America have broken down. This is the first writer strike that we've had since 2007, 2008, and a lot of what's going on with the writer strike has a lot to do with the changing, what's been the changing face of how we ingest what we watch. Okay, I mean, the last time there was a writer strike, the streaming services were not dominant. Okay.
Right.
They were not. Yeah, they were not dominant at all, and now they are. Okay.
So they basically want to pay people like the last strike. It's like, okay, let's sit down. Let's write 8, 9 episodes of a show. We have this long to do it, this long for production or whatever. And now there's just like they're fucking turned. The same writers are writing a lot of the shows on these streaming services. Like they have a group of writers and they were writing all these shows and they're just cranking them out. And they don't want to. I understand American capitalism. I get it. I took economics. I was almost an accountant. I get that. However, there's something to be said about the socialists aspect of paying people for what they're fucking worth. Like, you can't make billions in dollars of profit and you're basically trying to pay me the same thing you paid me when I had to do like sit down at a writer's table and write 8 episodes in a year. And now I'm writing 57 episodes for different shows in the same amount of time, and you don't want to pay me no more. It doesn't make sense. And it wouldn't make sense to the people who are making these decisions if it was them. If it was
Right.
their company, right? So if someone came to Netflix and was like, "Yo, Netflix, I know 7 years ago before y'all was popping, we could get, 8 episodes for $400,000. How about you give us 17 episodes for $500,000?" Netflix would be like unequivocally, no. Those types of decision making points, I just don't fucking get it. Like, pay the fucking people what they're worth. And I
Okay.
must add here that Duke Energy, you better not raise your fucking prices no more, because your profits are out of the sky high and everybody is suffering except for fucking you. That's what I'm
Exactly.
like. That's what I'm seeing through this whole, like, as we come out of the pandemic and the veil of supply chain constraints and all that stuff is lifted, like that really doesn't exist anymore. That y'all motherfuckers are making like 150% more profit than you did last year during a pandemic, and you still want to charge us $6 a dozen for eggs? Fuck you.
Key.
Okay, never
Key.
mind. I'm sorry.
I got them same letters. They got them same letters saying that, you know what I'm saying, due to the simple fact that the prices are going up and they can blah blah blah. I'm like, what the
Stop sending
fuck?
me like
I'm like,
happy,
yo.
happy
I'm like,
emails.
what the
Like,
hell?
this is
What the hell
the
y'all talking about
energy.
shit?
Nigga, I saw my bill. I know how much I spent, and my AC won't even on.
You know
Why is
what,
my
baby?
bill $150?
Yep.
I'm gonna write a letter back to the motherfuckers and be like, you know what, due to my income, I will not be able to pay such and such and such and such amount of this amount of this amount.
Right.
We come up
And
with this shit is crazy, yo.
It's fine. It's saying in mid pen strokes, zoom, your lights go off. It ain't shit you can do about it but pay the fucking bill.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but
Go to
yeah,
go to Sam, get you a generator, nigga.
Look, when it
Hook it up to what?
exactly hook it up to what?
It might wake my neighbors up, damn it, but I'll have lights.
And have your garage smelling like gasoline.
Right.
God.
You know what I mean? No.
Hazard.
Yeah. But look, I mean,
Dogs don't stay out there no more. They good. It's good.
Lord. Look, we look with the strike, okay? When you're looking at the model change, and that's the whole thing. When and we've seen this when models change, okay? When models change and you have something that needs to be collectively bargained, that the owners are not going to look at it the same as the workers. All right, I mean it's simple, because right now, I mean, there's a difference, from what the from what the Writers Guild is trying to negotiate, and for what the studios combined are offering. I mean, we're talking like a $200 to $300 million difference.
Dude.
That's a wide gap. That is a wide gap.
It's a wide gap, but it's a drop in the bucket, right? And that's how you negotiate. If you're trying to get to fair wages, what do they say? If you need 3, don't ask for 5, ask for 10. Like, so you can meet somewhere in the middle and at least get what you need. That's all part of negotiation, but it should be like, it shouldn't even have to come to this. Like, good companies, the best companies, the companies you see that people say it's a great company to work for, they do these types of assessments regularly. Are we paying people market for the market that they're in, for the job they're in? Are we paying their market? And they bump people up based on where they are and what the market calls for, because they want to retain good people. This shit is like, it is, when you just said it's not like the owner to want to pay more than he has to. This shit sounds like slavery, yo. Like, they make too much fucking money, and this is not slavery times. They make too much fucking money not to compensate their employees. There's a happy medium there where you can still make your profit and you can still pay people for what the fuck they're worth. I hate that. I
You're
really
absolutely
hate
right.
that about capitalism. I
You're
hate it.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. Because they had the same thing when movies and they were making like millions of dollars. They're not making millions of dollars no more. They're making billions of
Yep.
dollars. And when you put that B in front of it, it changes the dynamics of what's going on.
Right.
And it changes how and how we see entertainment changes,
Hmm.
right?
But you know
Uh,
something, Tico? What is insulting probably to these employees is that these companies act like they don't fucking know that their company's making billions of dollars and my salary ain't changed since 27 fucking teen.
Girl,
Right.
you preaching to the
Yeah.
choir.
Right.
I'm a teacher. You
Yep.
preaching to the choir.
That shit's
You
crazy.
preaching to
That's
the mo.
I
You
crazy.
preaching
mean,
to the
school
motherfucking
system don't
choir.
really make no profit, but
Exactly, but you know what I'm
I get
saying.
what
You
you're
know what I'm
saying.
saying.
But yeah, like these streaming services, like you said, Pete, they were just kind of bubbling when the last strike went on, and like
Mhm.
the their employees, not just the writers, but all of their employees, the actors, all of that, we see, we can look and see how much profit our
Yep.
company made last year over
Mhm.
the last 5 years. Why is my salary still the same?
But the fight is that you have this, and you have the internet now, and by streamings and doing your own thing. I mean, in order to get into this game now, I mean, you're gonna have to really come up with some real brand new spanking idea. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like, because it doesn't say, it's the same scenario, right? It's the same movies, the same shows we've been seeing for the
Hmm.
longest.
Hmm.
Nothing. I mean, we get something new every now and then. We might get a Avatar, or we might get a Matrix, or you know what I'm saying. We might get something
But this
that
is
that you
just
know what I'm
like
saying.
this is just
Right.
status quo, right? The
Right.
same show you've been watching since 2019 that's still on the air probably has the same group of writers that been getting paid the same
Mhm.
thing for the same time. They don't get no renewal
Yeah.
bonus. They don't get none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Whether
Their
it's
shit's
Yeah, whether it's good or bad, somebody has to write it. That's the whole
right.
thing. Whether it's good or
Hmm.
bad, somebody has to write it. Right now, the direct effect is going to be on late night on your late night shows.
Lord, my mama won't
Okay,
go to
yep,
sleep
your
until
late
she
night
watch Stephen
shows,
Colbert.
which your
He gone.
Colberts,
He gone.
your Colberts, your Fallons, your who am I forgetting? Your Jimmy Kimmel's affected. Okay, you have this Saturday's
SNL, right?
Saturday this Saturday's SNL done because because the writers are on strike.
Hmm.
Okay, if it goes any longer, then then one, you're affecting, you, of course, you start affecting the bottom line of traditional network television, because the shows they just green lit for the fall don't have writers. Okay,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
let's not forget the main thing that's driving it, the the original programming that you have that are on these streaming services. Nothing there.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
But is this
Cause
the?
I mean, it's
But is
time
this
for
the point?
June to come back, and she ain't
Right.
gonna come
yo,
back.
Key, I was just
Yeah.
about to say,
It's
when is
time because I
June?
saw my timeline
Yeah.
a
When is
year
June's
ago. We
stupid
were
ass
watching
coming
it.
back?
Right. I'm ready to finish this shit out.
I'm ready for June's stupid ass to come back. That's what me and Key call the Handmaid's Tale. You know what I'm saying? That's
June.
our name.
June's dumbass.
June's dumb ass. When is June's dumb ass coming back?
Evidently, not Zoom. Just fucking
No.
writing shit popping off.
I mean,
No.
really,
You know
that's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
just crazy, yo. A lot of
Yeah.
shows, but you got to remember the last time this shit popped off, we lost a lot of good shows. That was a
Such
lot of
as.
but yo, remember that? I think that shit popped off when 24 was popped up. Was going on at one particular time or moment. Was I mind that
24
mind?
no
I
20
mean, the
when
shit lasted for
the
57
the
years.
last
So,
one for 2007
probably.
2008, I think that was during what, 24's next to last or not last season.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah,
this
I
is
think
in
that was going through. I think
I
that
2007,
was
think so.
he was
2008.
going through
Yeah.
some. Yeah, because a lot of shows was hitting it. Grey's Anatomy, all the motherfuckers was getting hit by that shit, you know. But hey, it's like this, man. A lot of shows that I put to the back burner. Uh, hey, Blacklist. I haven't seen it, so bada bing. That's like what fucking damn 10. That's like 10 seasons. So I'll be good. You know what I'm
Be
I
good.
saying?
mean,
I'll be good till they come back.
it would be time
Some
to,
back
yeah.
order
Yeah, it'd be
shows.
time to go back
Yeah.
into like you know what I'm
Ah,
saying. You
you know
know,
I would have
something
to
that
pick up the Blacklist too because I dropped off too.
and that's funny that you mention that because the fact that we have all of these streaming services, and if we're not gonna have if we're not gonna have any new material, any new stuff to watch, then
Canceling.
I don't know about canceling, but it also it raises another question: what you binging? What you binging?
I've really been into 60s crime dramas
Hmm.
lately.
same here, man. Like I watched the Maltese Falcon the other
Canon.
night.
Canon is a series about this fat man detective. I love that
I
shit.
ain't like Cannon. Yeah,
And it comes on it comes on Me TV at 3 o'clock in the morning, and somehow I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I watch it, and then I go
Cannon,
back to sleep at 4 a.m.
Hey, yeah, but
Um,
are you jumping? I'll say this: are you jumping on Amazon Prime or
if it's free, I'm not
Netflix?
paying. I won't pay for it. Um, but
but y'all
yeah,
Tubi babies though.
we are Tubi babies, and I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think
Baby.
there's a writer strike as far as Tubi movies are concerned. So me and P have an infinite source
Yes,
Of
yes,
movies, but
of
television
movies and
shows.
entertainment
Yeah.
But
I'm
television
to
just
watch
shows.
on Tubi.
not gonna allow Tubi to be my main
Don't you?
source of entertainment.
Why wouldn't you?
Not my
You're
main
supporting black
source.
businesses, nigga.
I mean,
Don't
I
act like
understand that. I watch a couple of Tubi movies here and there,
Yo,
so
by a white
I'm
man.
all down for the cause and all that shit. But
that.
yeah,
Wow, white man.
not going to be the main source. I mean, I would, like Tico was saying earlier, I would have to go back and pick up stuff like the Blacklist, because I started watching it. Not that the Blacklist is one of those shows that it's a great show, but for whatever reason, my attention got diverted to like some
Something
other show.
else.
Right?
What
and
is that one about? Blacklist? Is that the black dad that's a music executive or whatever?
Not at all. Not at all.
It's about a white
My
man.
bad.
It's about a white man. It's about a
Nothing
white
of the
man
sort.
and
Why do
he's
they call it the
criminal
That's confusing? Okay.
because he's like a crook. He's like a mad crook. Like he got his fingers in everything,
A
man.
vastly
gotta-
intelligent
Yeah,
crook.
you got So I
It's,
gotta
it's
get onto that.
you just gotta watch it.
I don't want to fuck it up because ain't
right.
nobody writing shit. So I don't want to fuck it up.
Since Picard is over, I mean, I have to wait until next month. Strange New World, Star
What
Trek:
is it, like the
Strange New
sixth or
World.
it's the second or the sixth or something? Not far.
I want to say the
Picard
15th?
over.
Yeah,
Picard over.
Picard is
Yeah,
done.
the series is
I haven't
done.
watched it.
And
That's what
yeah.
I'm talking about. I've seen y'all talk about it, but I haven't seen it all. Bet. See, I got that to watch too. I'm good. I'm
So
good.
good.
I'm
Yeah,
good,
yeah, yeah.
son.
You
Well,
haven't
they're-
watched any of the
No,
seasons?
no. I've watched.
is
No, I've
latest.
watched it. I've watched
Reg,
them. I
Reg,
just
yeah.
had the last season. I ain't hit the last season yet.
Yo,
The
Reggie,
last
that
season.
dude. Yo,
Tico, the last season, bro.
Yo, from that dude, them two terrible Tubi movies from Detroit, hilarious. Yo, Reg, yeah,
Don't
the
call 'em
Detroit
terrible.
joints, the Detroit
Them
joints.
people are doing their best they can.
The Detroit joints can
What
be
up, though?
very interesting. Okay. I've seen a couple. I've seen a couple that were well, they were what they were. Okay, so
I mean, let me tell you something else, man. I don't know how vast our audience is when it comes to like, you know what I'm saying, going beyond American cinema or television or whatever. But go check out some of them Asian joints like on Netflix and stuff, bro. Like them
Nigga, the
series they
Swedish
got.
joints on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. Them
The
Swedish
Swedish
shows.
movies.
They got a
they're
Thor. They got
English
a whole Thor
overdub.
joint. Yeah,
Yep,
man. They got a whole
absolutely.
Thor
They
movie
got
out there,
some
bro.
good,
I'm
good
telling you,
joints.
they got a whole Thor joints going on in the Swedish joint. That joint is crazy. It's
Mhm.
crazy. Check
Because
them
you know
overseas.
Thor is Swedish.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
check them overseas joints, man.
okay. What about the Nollywood stuff?
Who's
I have
Hollywood?
not
said
ventured
Bollywood?
there yet.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't
Nolly.
ventured there yet.
Yeah.
Nollywood. What's that? New Orleans?
Nigeria.
Nigerian.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Yo, they got this joint like they got this war picture out, and the helicopters they like this small, and you know what I'm saying, and they be shooting stuff like pow, 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 and all types of stuff. It's crazy, yo. Yeah.
This dude did you just make the clip? You know what?
Yeah, he did.
He about to get us canned, yo.
Yeah, I mean, really, Tico. Okay, come on, man. Come on.
He about to get us in trouble. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have it in me to.
You know the lights only come on about. You know the lights go off about 8 o'clock. They don't see shit. It's all good. Anyway, oh yeah, let's do. I'm sorry. What's up?
You don't have you any to what?
To. I mean, it's enough stuff that I don't have to like re-binge shows like 24. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't rewatch shows. Only things I rewatch are the Night at
Wire.
the Museum movies, The Wire, and there's a couple of others that I rewatch. Once I watch it, I'm done.
I just finished The Wire a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Perry,
for
absolutely.
probably the 8th time.
I'm a rebinger. I ain't even
Yeah,
gonna
you
lie.
are.
I'm a
Over
rebinger.
and over, not
There-
just
there-
re. It's like re.
Yeah, there's stuff that I'll go back to, like one with. I'm definitely going back to I'm going to binge Snowfall from the beginning. With the.
That's
you know,
another one I
Oh,
haven't seen. That's
Snowfall.
another one I have not seen.
I
have
stopped
not
episode
seen that.
2 after John Singleton died, so I can definitely watch
There you
that.
go.
So
I mean, I know everything that happens in this last season, but fuck it.
Yeah.
I watch The Wire at least once a year. So, but I just finished it, so I've done my rewatch for 2023. So
I
I'll
normally
have to
do
wait
my
till next
rewatch
year.
around Christmas time. I don't know why.
Okay.
but
Okay.
I don't know. Somehow it feels nostalgic. I just can't remember why.
At this point, when you're getting people into watching The Wire, you have to kind of. At this point, it's 2023. You gotta put a disclaimer on it, like listen, bro. If you're gonna start watching The Wire, just keep an open mind, because when you watch that first couple episodes, and you realize how dated that shit is when
This
everybody's
is a period piece.
right. It's at this point, The Wire is a period piece. At this point, Tigo, you're right. You know what I'm saying? People pulling out the flip phones,
Flip phones, yeah, right.
and all the computers got the big back monitors.
That doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't they text them? I'm like,
Look.
dude, you can't text back in those days.
Right. It take you 10 minutes to send one sentence on a flip phone.
You know,
Right.
the eight, the number one got A, B, and C on it.
And
So
by
it's like,
by
A,
that time,
B.
you've been caught a shot. Like,
Right.
you know.
And when they
but,
finally did make it to see a laptop in, like, I think it was like the second or third season, the laptops were like this thick and shit.
The heavy ones.
Yo.
Motherfucking think
The
pads.
heavy ones.
Right. Yeah. At this point, The Wire is a period piece, but
Yeah,
it's the
period
best.
piece.
It's still the best show on TV. But yeah.
That's fucked up, yo.
Yeah, Oz and the
Oz would be a
Sopranos would
good-
be good. Would be good
Yeah, that would be a
rewatches,
good rewatch.
re-binges.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like watching the Wonder Years and shit. God
It's
damn,
hard
that's
for
crazy
okay.
shit.
Look, I'll say this: it's hard for me to re-binge Oz. I ain't even gonna front. I ain't even gonna
Oz
front.
always made me feel weird.
You can't re-binge Oz, but you can re-binge A Different World
Yeah.
47 times.
Oh, that's because he see himself in that movie. That's all.
Shut
That's
up,
'cause he see
Tito.
himself.
Shut up.
Ain't that right, Ron? Ain't that right, Ron?
I started to because believe it or not, I never watched the entire series. Like I watched. So I'm back on Star Trek. I watched the Star Trek: The Next Generation like every season, but
You can always catch something that you ain't seen.
All the other
Voyager
ones, though.
and
There's so many
DS9,
other-
and even Enterprise, I haven't seen all of them like in their entirety, and like DS9 is like what 15, 17 seasons, and that's back when seasons were like 20 episodes a season. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
There's the old 22 to 24 episodes, 22 to 24 episodes a season.
Got my work cut out for me.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back and rewatch.
It's happening.
Father-
It's
Father Brown.
happening. It's happening. Damn it! It's happening.
What, Tigo?
We're turning into our parents. Motherfuckers watch Matlock and Columbo and shit, and fucking we're them.
Hey.
We're them.
Yeah.
We're
yeah.
them. Oh my God,
Yeah.
we're
Those
talking
very
to
shows.
Wire.
I probably go back and watch Matlock, Perry Mason, all the Perry Masons, In the Heat of the Night,
Oh yeah, it did it
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
Always be some
Gunsmoke, the Rifleman.
Oh.
What else?
I always got. Let me tell y'all,
Big
young folks,
Valley. Big Valley.
y'all young folks will never know. Y'all will never know the greatness of old school acting to go back. Like when we were younger, we didn't give a we were like, what the fuck we sitting watching this old shit with these motherfuckers and shit. But I'm
And now I
telling you,
love it.
but when
I
you
love
go
it.
back and you start watching this stuff and
It's
you
good
start seeing
TV.
like acting,
Other
like
than the fact that
real
there's not a
acting.
whole lot of black people in it, but
Yeah,
it's
Oh
good
yeah,
acting.
but but cats they acting, but cats are acting. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's not like where things were tailor made for certain artists. Like The Rock would always have a rock movie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or a rock roll. Or you see what I'm saying? John Cena the same way. I don't know. John Cena's he's trying to open up his shit on some stuff though. But anyway,
Look, with
yeah,
with this strike going on, I actually might go back and binge in the heat of the night. Ain't even gonna front.
Not surprising.
Virgil
Not surprising.
Tibbs.
boy, when that motherfucker got that damn Jerry curl and that damn eyeliner. Let's go to something else. I'm sorry. And they call me Mrs. Tibbs. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Boy, you crazy as hell.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Look! We'll touch back on what we binging later. Okay. We do have a special guest in the building. All right.
Gotta ask him what he's binging.
You know we look. I'm definitely gonna ask him what he's binging. Of course.
Probably from his catalog, he probably binging Soul Train and American Bandstand. Anyway,
I know. Look, I've been Soul Train, so that's that actually.
Oh, I
goes
still
without-
watch Soul Train.
You know
that
what?
goes
Deeper
without
than
saying.
that, the Ed Sullivan Show.
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah,
wouldn't impress
really,
me.
they
You
show
wouldn't impress me if y'all can catch all the old episodes of Graffiti Rock.
Oh,
what I'm
I
saying?
got that. I got that on DVD.
Stop playing, bro.
I ain't playing.
This guy right here.
You
Watch
know
party.
me.
Tico's house.
You know me.
Movie
You
night
know
at
me.
Tico's house.
You know me. I got it.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, the brother we're about to bring on, renowned vinyl dealer. This man is the dealer. Okay. Cultural influencer. And if you are in Charlotte this Saturday, May the 6th, another incredible edition of the Gene Brown Beatdown, where you will see in the main event Easy Mo B versus. Hold on, so I apologize, guy. It's Easy Mo B versus Buck Wild. Okay.
Oh.
Graham Jones versus Static Selector.
Oh, Static is so excited.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hilarious.
Apollo Brown versus Marco Polo. Performances by Sky Zoo, friend of the show. Terminology and others. And you know something? If you're not familiar with the vibe of a Gene Brown Beatdown, I'm just gonna give you a quick taste, all right?
I saw a knife back there. Look here. Let me tell you something. Bro. There is nothing more powerful. I'm sorry you're on mute, P. You muted yourself. There's nothing more powerful than beats being made like right in front of you, like you know what I'm saying, dipped on some stuff, man. That joint is that right there was crazy, yo. I watched the whole thing. That joint was crazy, yo.
Take out. Joining us in the S2T virtual studios.
He was
Ladies
muted.
and gentlemen, we have Gene Brown in the
What
building.
up?
What is going on, Gene?
Brother.
Welcome straight to tape.
Hold on, man. Let me check out. You
What's
like you
happening?
outside my house, bro. Hold on. You like you outside my house, man. Hold on.
Yeah,
I
Hey,
got
what's good, brother?
I got
yeah,
records in here, son. I got
yeah.
records in here,
What's
man.
good?
What's
What's
good?
Tico
good? What's
also
good? What's
turned.
going on?
He also took a large bottle of Woodford Reserve to the head before the show.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
please forgive him.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
no doubt.
and killed the last part during the middle of the show. So you might have to ignore half of the things he comes out his mouth. The other half will be, will be meaningful. We hope. All right, but
It's
look,
all
Gene,
good. All
Gene,
good.
thank you for joining us on Straight to Tape. I know this week has to be busy for you. The Gene Brown Beat Down series. All right.
Listen, man, it's a different level. I've I've had about 10 minutes
Uh
all
huh.
day.
Wow.
Other than that,
Wow.
it's been phone calls, Zooms, um, meetings, because everybody's coming from everywhere at this point. In
I'm
terms of
so happy to hear that though, because a lot of
mhm,
times people try to do these types of things and they just kind of tell people where to be and what time to be there, and they don't really coordinate it, so shit falls apart. Like, can
mhm,
you tell us, like, from the
mhm.
its inception, were you this thoughtful about planning, or was it kind of what I just said?
um, so for some reason, I kind of missed half of that question. My
From the
reception
bit
probably ain't the greatest,
from
but
the it's okay. From the beginning, were you this planned
mhm.
and thoughtful and measured in coordinating these events? Or was it like, okay, let's just try to do this and put the same
Well,
people, tell the same people to tell the people to be in the same place at the same time, and then let's see what happens, to where it is now.
um, I would say, like, in terms of events, um, I did some things in New York. I was doing a birthday party, so it was this one spot, Mobile Mondays. It was Bowery Electric, and the party was called Mobile Mondays, and it was a 45 only party.
Mm.
So at that time, um, I've gotten really close with various the DJs there that were producing, and Just Blaze ended up being one of the guys that was. He didn't start out with them, but it was like in the first few months of that party, he became a staple with them, and I started going when I'd go to New York because I'd have appointments with guys in New York with selling records and studio stuff, and I think I went with Just and I think DJ Spinner one time, and it was a dope party. It was cool, but they were playing 45s only, so um everybody started to kind of try to get at me like, yo, Gene, you got 45s that you might, put me on or for sale. And I had just bought a collection of I think it was like 150,000 45s in that collection.
Ooh.
Good gracious.
And yeah, yeah. So it was a few stores that had been, a guy bought out those stores and just kept that stock over the years. And he had a store at one time, and then he had a house that he was storing records, and he was just like, Gene, listen, if you interested, I want to sell all of it. And so we worked it out and I got it all, but it was some of everything you could think of. So I started doing appointments with those guys, and overnight I helped make that party what it was, because a lot of the guys that were coming to play as guests on that party, well, at that party, they were getting I was, feeding them the
You were
records.
you
And
were
so,
selling them the records, and then they go to the party and play the records.
Wow.
oh yeah, and they play the stuff. But the thing is, it would be it's the curation. So,
Hmm.
Mhm.
putting them on things that I felt like would be, something that would work in that party. And so, I did that for a while, but that party started to kind of pick up, and people would start to do like a celebration at that party. And it's on a Monday night. But
Mhm.
I think I turned 40, and they were like, Gene, you should do a party here. All the people you should try it. And so, I don't ever do anything small. So I kind of put something together, and it ended up being like one of the biggest parties they ever had there. It was just packed. Like, they usually have the top floor is like a smaller bar lounge, but then they have a downstairs that's, like maybe 4 times the size of the upstairs. And so when they do bigger things, a lot of times they open up the bottom. But I did that party, and the top and the bottom were jam packed. And I, pretty much had like, I think I had Kid Capri, Rich Medina, Just Blaze. Who else was on that first? DJ Spinner, and then some of the resident DJs there. And it just went over so well that, of course they wanted me to do it again because they make a lot of money that night. But so that's what I started doing those, but I started to curate those events whenever I do a party, and usually be around my birthday in December. And I just come up with ideas to try to do something different each time. And then I came up with the producer idea to just have my friends, come on stage, and it didn't have to necessarily be a thing where they were DJing. They just could
Right.
be
Gotta
playing
be
beats, but still,
Yeah.
and
I like how they
it,
sit down. They're so relaxed. Like that's what
right,
makes
right,
yours
right,
a little
right.
different to me because they're just chilling. Like
Mhm.
it's like they're at home beat battling a friend or whatever.
But Gene, let me
When
let me
when's
ask
your
you.
when's your
Right.
birthday? Your birthday's in December. When is it?
You said, when's my birthday?
Mm-hmm.
December 9th.
Okay.
Oh, mine's the 26th.
Nah. Well, look here,
Sagittarian.
Gene.
Yep, I'm December 9th.
Let me ask you, man. Let me ask you, because of the recent birthday of hip hop being 50 as it is, um,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed that, you know what I'm saying, I know the people that, you know what I'm saying, I know the people that's there at your beat joints, and it's basically our age and up. You feel what I'm screaming? Do you feel as though that this is the time right now for hip hop to use, you know what I'm saying, to be still what's the word I'm looking for? To be put down in a sense that this niche right now, it's us, right? So it's like 30, I'll say like 35 and up, right? There's this whole
Mm-hmm.
niche of hip hop, meaning like, the backpackers, the you know what I'm saying, who really get down on this hip hop thing. Do you find that this is the time, like these couple of years now, is the niche of grabbing that loot? Because it's real, right? Because that's how we all get down, by vibing with one another. You know what I'm saying? Right? Or am I just thinking crazy, or is it just the Winifred that I just
Well,
guzzled down?
I feel like it's definitely an opportunity for some of the things that were in the forefront earlier in hip hop's years, to come back to have that prevalence. But one of the issues I have with this year, I mean, I turned 50 this year, so I'm the same age as hip hop. I'm born in the same
Right.
year.
Same
But
here. Well, 52.
the issue is, you got the guys that were there in the very beginning that feel like this is an anniversary or birthday for them, and
Right.
it doesn't really apply to the younger generation. And then you
Right.
got the guys that are in the middle, that are in the 30s maybe, that don't know which way to go. So it's kind of a time that's a little bit weird, um where we're almost like we're more separated than unified, in my experience, through my conversations and
I had that same
times that
conversation
I've
with
had this year.
I had
Mm-hmm.
that same conversation with a pillar of the hip hop community here. Like he basically was at the beginning, ying ying ying, and
Mm-hmm.
um, it's kind of like it seems like there's a huge celebration going on for uh, the inception, like the '80s, late '70s, '80s, and the
Mm-hmm.
'90s,
Mm-hmm.
but it
Mm-hmm.
stops there, right? It stops there at the golden, like after the golden era is
Mm-hmm.
over, and I feel like it's kind of I'm not about taking on additional responsibility or whatever, but I feel like it's our responsibility to push that through to the now because it does exist between 2001, 2
Right. But don't you?
to
But don't
now.
you
That's a
think?
whole 2
But don't
decades
you?
almost of hip hop that kind of is being neglected by this whole celebration. Because I have an, a 19-year-old, almost 20-year-old, almost 20 year, an almost 20-year-old, almost 20-year 1-year old, and they kind of keep me hip to the new stuff. And I don't think that they
Mm-hmm.
feel the celebration as we do, but our parents probably had more
Mm-hmm.
fun at family reunions than we did as kids. So, it may be that kind of dynamic going on. But yeah, it kind
Right.
of stops after the golden era. I'm
I
okay
think.
with it, but I just still think about
I
that
think. I think
part
he.
of it.
I think he. That it comes to the point of, okay, I get it, and I understand exactly what you mean. And the celebration that we're having is that it's part of a culture, right? There's four elements to this thing, and I believe that the youth has lost. Well, not. I can't say that. I can't say that. I'm so sorry. I can't say that because there's some dope motherfuckers doing some dope ass shit. I can't say that. All I know is that when we were growing up, no MC sounded like nobody else. No producer sounded like nobody else. That was the rules. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Swag was nobody was nobody like nobody
Mhm.
else's. And I think that as we hold on to that, because that's the pillar of the culture. The youth, I love this. I love some of the stuff that they're doing right now. And I love that how they're taking it to a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, plateau. And I think that a lot of like I can't talk for everybody, but I guess I can say a lot of people that I think that I see want to hold on to that like this is the golden era, sort of like comic books. You know what I'm saying? This good, you know what I'm saying? Superman and Batman was dope when he was the Dark Knight, but he wasn't dope when he was wearing the blue and gray outfit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel with exactly what you're saying, man. But I think these young kids need to know that there is
It's a
a
home base.
formula to
There's
this.
a
There's a
history.
formula,
Yeah, yeah.
right? There's
Well,
a formula. There's a base to this, yo.
one of the issues I would say is the generation now, we kind of left them behind too. I mean, a
Right,
lot of
Absolutely.
the
They can't
music.
they
right,
can't proliferate what we don't
So,
teach and show them.
like
Yeah.
in terms of records and sampling, and I made music. I mean, I was an artist for a long time, a producer and MC and DJ, and that's kind of how the whole records thing started. But um it was a secret squirrel thing. Like if you using this type of record,
yeah,
you using
right,
this
right,
break, it's like you can't tell anybody. So how would a kid supposed to know that if we not
right,
telling them? You know what I'm
right.
saying? So when that keyboard and somebody banging on the keyboard and making a beat that really didn't appeal to us because I mean it just didn't have the vibe. It didn't have that feel. Well, what else were they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? We were
And
trying to keep
that
everything from
veil
them.
that veil just recently lifted. Like I know
Hmm.
that Twitch saved my life during the pandemic because I was
Okay.
able to see like live music when I'm like
Right.
every weekend now I'm out and going
Hmm.
to shows and stuff. But that
Right.
veil kind of just lifted, but it's still there, right? A lot of
Hmm.
DJs and producers that are DJs don't want to share. They don't want to share what
Yeah.
this
No.
special remix is or Like they just don't want to
Right.
share it. It's that exclusivity, that exclusive
Mm-hmm.
club that they are trying to
Mm-hmm.
maintain. And again, if kids
Mm-hmm.
can't, if kids don't know, then they don't know because we didn't teach them. So
Yeah.
that's just partially our fault. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
talk to us more about like the record, like the transition from artist producer to records.
Okay. So, uh, I started in, let's say, 80, maybe 89, like trying to produce and records. My father had records in the house, and
Mhm.
I would do. I didn't have equipment, but I'd do pause tapes where you play a little bit of a song, and then you got your tape deck, and
Yep.
you pause the tape, get the part that you want, pause it again, and keep bringing it back. So you're looping it over and over, and
Yep.
you're taking different parts and making a beat, making a song. So I would do that, but on steroids. So I'd do that with two different tape decks, and then I'd get the turntable and throw a drum beat behind it. But I didn't have real equipment. But I was doing that for a little group I was in junior high school. Before that, actually, I was always like writing and rapping, and wanted some beats. I wanted something to rap over that was original. And being young, I might have been 12, 11, 12, 13. I just didn't have anybody to get anything from. So I started messing with it to make something that I could rap over myself. And that's kind of how that started. And then I lived in Greenville, North Carolina, when I was younger. And then we moved to Charlotte when I went to 8th grade. So all of that kind of started in Charlotte. Did that through high school, and then went to college at North Carolina Central.
Eagle
And
Pride.
We've got some Eagles here.
oh yeah,
Quite a few.
Big
Quite a
Rob.
few.
I remember Rob. I remember Rob from down that way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You already know.
Mm-hmm.
Remember little light skinned Perry?
Mm-hmm. Huh? Yeah, I remember. I remember everybody's face
Mm.
Yeah,
from
man.
from back. What year were y'all there?
Um, 80. I was there from
I got there
87
89.
and I was there from 87 to 91. I was pledging at 89. So
Okay.
Yep.
yeah.
I got
Okay.
there 89. Yep. I
And Rob,
remember when
And
Perry
you
was
were there too,
online.
Rob?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What year were you there, Rob?
I got there in 89. So you're 89 to 92.
89.
Yep.
Yeah, cause see,
You might
I
have seen me at
came.
1040 break. That's all. Because I didn't go
I
there.
came. What year were you there? What year were you there? Oh, you were there. You were at 1040 break all the time. Okay.
Yeah,
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 not
she
she was
So
was.
just
Yeah, she
yeah.
was.
I went to NC
Yeah.
State.
Mhm.
I came in 92, but I was there my father went to Central and used to recruit students
Mhm.
for Central. So I would go to Central every year since I was 5 years old, 4 years old. So I went to everything all the time. And I actually came there on a basketball scholarship at first. So I was just coming to Central for everything, every game, every football game, every basketball game, everything. So
When
yeah,
Coach Jackson.
Jackson. It was
Yep.
Jackson's
Yep. Stonewall.
first year.
Yep.
It was his first year, I think, first or second, because Coach Bernard actually recruited me.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, and Jackson was an assistant back then,
Okay.
and then
Yep.
got the head coaching job.
Mm.
Yeah, but anyway,
And
um,
I was going to say, and this was all, this was all after your Greenville years, and was that an aborted battle with PD Pablo? Back when y'all were younger.
oh yeah. We went to that same school at 7th grade, and we battling on the back of the bus. Yeah, that whole thing. Uh, yeah, yeah. I just got back in touch with him on social media here recently. Can you believe from 7th grade until now we hadn't seen each other? but
Oh
people would always
wow,
try to
that's
That is
crazy.
uh
surprising.
Hmm.
people would try to hook us up all the time. It's like, man, you remember Gene? He doing all this stuff. And then, of course I was seeing him, but it would always be a message here, a message there from somebody else. But we still haven't seen each other face to face in since 87, I guess.
Wow, wow, wow.
It's wild. But yeah, all of that kind of happened in Durham, going to school and always digging for records. And basically, the short version, making beats, sampling, uh, trying to get your beats on a project. And, somebody says, oh yeah, I got this link. You can, I think Busta Rhymes is looking for stuff, and Bad Boy got a couple of artists and producers looking for stuff, and you send your stuff in, or you meet somebody and they love your stuff and they trying to get you to come here and go there, and everything's looking great. And then by the time the album comes out, uh
Shit.
your song don't make it. You know what I'm saying? And they just going crazy for the song and the beat, and we gonna pay you this. And I got sick of that. I just wasn't the type that could wait. But I was in a group at the time, and I was my own artist. But to back up, 92, that whole year I was at Central. The basketball didn't work, and so I transferred. And when I transferred, I would gotten hurt, and I was like, do I really want to play ball still? Because the rehabbing of my knee, and the school I went to was closer to Charlotte, and my parents on my back. They right there, and I'm still trying to do music, but they like, boy, you need to leave that music alone. You need to finish school. And it's like, you know what? I think I'm good. So I took a semester off. They hated that, but I told them, look, I want to at least give myself one semester to put my all into music. And
Figure it
we
out.
did that. Had a couple record deals on the table. They were horrible deals. So, didn't sign the deal.
I'm
And
glad you knew that.
yeah, we were we were trying to be on point. My partner in the group actually was about 3 years older than me, and he had been a solo artist when he was in high school, and had a deal situation that really went bad. He got jerked, so he was kind of schooling me on some things. And I had a Central at that time. I forget what year. It may have been 95, because I came back to Central and graduated. But I think in 95 we had the first maybe music industry class. Um, and I learned a lot from that class. And
Nice, Mike.
so
Yeah.
it didn't make sense to do that deal, and I kept going. And basically, um, wanting to always have, you in college, you broke, so there would be records I want to buy, because I was always a guy that people knew for having just the illest samples, because I was just I was ahead. I was a digger. I just kind of did it better than most people. I was just much more patient, more meticulous, had a almost photographic memory. So a lot of those things helped me to become what I ended up becoming. And I would trade records with record stores or old dealers or whatever. Like, they'd have record conventions or record fairs that are similar to like a book fair in the library, but it would be a record fair, a record convention out at the American Legion building or a Shriners Club or something. It'd just be all these record dealers set up. And so I'd come with a bag of stuff that I thought might be appealing to them, and I trade stuff that to them that I knew they would want for things that I would want that they didn't care about, but I wanted them because I felt like had samples on them that I could use to make beats, or it was just some classic soul or jazz record, what I'm saying, that a lot of those guys didn't care about. I was trading them Beatles stuff and Rolling Stone things that I would find that I know I didn't need, but I always had that kind of enterprising type of mind. So that had me thinking, and then I started going to New York. We were shopping uh demos to different labels, and I'd go to a record store and I would see how much they were selling records for in New York on the wall, something that was a really big deal. It could be anything, but it was like a huge deal. But I had 5 copies that I'd found at the flea market in Raleigh or something, and
Oh
then I
wow, wow.
so this record is worth that much. Okay, so next time I go, I'm gonna take a couple copies and see what I can do. And it was kind of crazy. So um after that, it was like I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out in terms of, because you don't want anybody else to have the same samples that you have. But if I'm trading and selling records, I mean, somebody gonna have something that you trying to keep for yourself, and that just kind of evolved into me, you know, uh, meeting other producers, um, and somebody by word of mouth. I ended up getting with maybe Lord Finesse or meeting somebody like that, and then you know he's blown away by the stuff that I have, and he tells Premier or somebody at a store that I got with, they tell Q-Tip, hey, it's this guy, you probably want to meet him, man, because the stuff that he's bringing to our store and selling us, it's like y'all are buying everything that he is trading us or bringing us. So I had a friend that worked in the store and he really looked out. So once that happened, um they started to try to get in contact with me, and the rest is history. Also, Ninth Wonder, we us being in school together, when they got their group together in like that first album, Little Brother, The Listening, right after that, we got back together, and probably 75% of the samples that he's used over the years have all come from me.
That was
Uh,
up.
Mm,
and then
amazing.
and then just having that relationship where you show and prove. They looking for
Right.
something, you come and say, hey, check this out. This record, this part. And I made beats at a high level. Like people still today like don't understand, like, okay, Gene must have been really whack because he ended up doing something else. But anybody that knew me at the time or heard my music would definitely tell you different. But
So
I just
you basically have listened to all your records?
I have
Not
to.
not all. Like if you have 10 of one, you're gonna listen to like that 10 of one copy pressed on this year.
Right,
You've
right, right.
listened
But
to all of them.
I definitely have gone through every record that I get. I have to listen to it because it's my job. I have to know what's on there, so I don't buy it again if it's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Or it's something on there that I know I could hear that would fit Ninth or would fit Just Blaze or fit something Quest Love's looking for, something Q-Tip would want, something Static Selector or Alchemist or whoever. Everybody's different, but I gotta know what
What's
each
on there?
person's sound
Hmm.
is, that and it would fit that person. That's what really separates me from others, is you got to have the patience, you got to be kind of organized to be able to like listen, mark this song or write it with a sticky note, side one, number 3 in the middle of the song, or at 1 minute and 9 seconds, this is where this part happens that I could. So
Hmm.
it saves me time and makes me a lot more money, because you think about it, at the end of the day, if I have an appointment with you and I come in there and I got a box of records and I got to play you stuff, if I don't know where the parts are, maybe about after the 30th record, you may have found 20 records, 15 records that you put in a pile that you're interested in. But I've had to jump all around the record to find the part, flip it over and say, yeah, I know it's something on here. Hold on. Let me
Yep,
find.
yep, yep.
Your ears gonna get tired. Your ears gonna get tired for one, and I'm gonna look unprofessional. If I jump right to it, you amp, you hype, you like, oh hell, I want that, and we rolling. And then I'm gonna make a lot more money
Yep.
because eventually your ears gonna get tired anyway. But I can make, I might make $2,000 as opposed to $750 because your
Yep.
ear got tired because I didn't know
Yep.
what I'm doing.
Yep.
So
You're a salesman. You're a salesman. That's good salesmanship,
you got,
right
you
there.
got to know
Yo,
what you're doing.
Gene. All right, Gene. All right, man. Look here. I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying. I've collected some shit from since I was a kid.
Oh hell!
So I just want you. I just want you to. I'm gonna throw
Oh, I
some
thought we were
album.
going for the
I'm,
kazoo. I
I'm,
thought we
Yeah,
were going for
yeah.
the
no.
kazoo.
That's what I
I'm,
thought. That's what I
Alright.
thought.
no,
So,
no.
go ahead.
My
Go
no.
ahead, go ahead.
That's a whole nother thing, man. My kazoo skills and fucking, you know what I'm saying, washboard skills is on point. But that's a whole nother thing. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw a couple of these joints. I didn't go deep. I just grabbed the first things I could grab that was in my joint. All right.
Here come the Mahalia Jackson
Yeah,
record.
yeah.
ready?
You know that Mahalia Jackson record coming.
Now I got
Okay,
it.
okay, there we go.
Okay.
Is that a good? Is that a good?
Mhm.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good record.
Oh,
Alright,
That's a good record.
You can be
Yeah, I'll be
brutally
honest. I'll
honest.
be honest. I'll be
You
honest.
can be
That's a good
brutally
thing.
honest, G.
Please
Like, this
be
shit is
brutally
trash.
honest.
Just
Please,
No, that's-
please
It's
be
garbage.
honest with him. Okay.
I
That's
got
definitely
87 of them bitches.
that's definitely not trash. That's
Alright.
that's not trash. I mean, that's a record that I find a lot because
Yeah.
going to look for at in collections in the north, and if you're a black person, you're gonna be a Last Sports fan.
Whole
So
time.
somebody
Right.
passed away, yeah, they're gonna have Last Sports.
That's
for
how
sure.
I got that from a pass away joint. This right here is my joint. I bought
Mhm.
this with my own joint.
okay.
This is 1980s
Okay,
right here.
okay.
That's the original joint, 1980s.
Always classic.
Always.
Definite classic. Definite classic.
This right here was my mother's. She passed down to me. You know what I'm saying? Superfly joint. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you got to watch this because back they don't do this no more. Look at the flap. Look at the flap. The flap
Right.
pops
Oh,
out.
That's
snap.
right.
Okay.
That's
The
right.
flap pops out.
That's right. That's right.
Alright.
That's right. And I will say this too. When you got a record like that, you can find it sometimes, but the flap is torn off because that's
Exactly.
a delicate thing. You got to find it with the flap for it to be intact.
Are you ready? You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Wow.
That record got me in trouble. That record got me in trouble.
Oh,
back in the day.
explain.
No,
You got
no.
no.
No way,
He
it
said that got him in trouble.
I know.
How did that get you in trouble? How?
So we were at an antique market, and it was one of those spots. I'm a go everywhere that I can to go dig for records. Don't matter where it is. If I think it's a possibility there's a record in there, I'm looking. So we go in this spot, and I'm seeing all this blackface art. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, it's cool. It is what it is. But I got to a booth that had records, and it was a couple in there that Caucasian couple, and we were all looking, and they come across that record, and so they come across that record, and they pull it up, and they just bust out laughing, like they just think it's the funniest thing ever. And the dude, I don't know if he had a little lit or what, and they were older. I was probably late 20s, early 30s at the time, and they were probably 50s. And he says, "You not laughing? You don't think this is funny? Look at this." And I was like, "Nah, it's not fun. I don't understand what is the joke." He's like, "I mean, it's it's black. Like, he doesn't look like a black man to you."
And that's how the fight started.
And I looked at him. I said, "Hey, man, that's not cool what you're doing. I don't know if you trying to be,
right,
funny, but it's not cool. I'm just letting you know, if that's not cool, I'd rather you just not talk to me and please, put the record down. He said, but I mean, it's of course
They just want to
it's
keep on
comedy.
talking.
It's comedy.
Right.
You need to lighten up. It's comedy. And I was like, well, it's not funny to me. So matter of fact, let's just change the subject to something else. Y'all keep looking. I'm gonna keep looking. It's cool. And he
Right.
said, well, I mean, I don't understand why y'all nigger. And he stopped.
Well, caught it. Caught himself.
That was it.
And
That was it. And I'm not
folks,
gonna I'm
is
not
how the
gonna
fight started.
incriminate myself. Not gonna incriminate myself, but yeah, I had to leave. They made me leave.
We're versed on statute
Statute
of
of
limitations here.
limitations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I wore him out and his wife because she jumped on me, and then yeah, that's
Gene,
what happened.
Gene, the reason why I bought that album
Mm-hmm.
because my mother had music has always been in my family,
Mm-hmm.
and she had always told me about like how whites used to take our music and make it our own,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
another. And she told me about Al Jolson, and
Mm-hmm.
when I saw the album, like I just had to cop it because you know what I'm saying. It's just it's still part of our history, and even like during Black History Month, I've showed my kids, like I teach, I showed the
Mm-hmm.
kids this album to let them know that this is what was going on with our
Mhm.
music, with our culture.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
And
And
just so you know, I got a few copies of it now.
yeah,
I
most
own
definitely.
copies of that record too.
But do
Yeah.
you
But
but do you have this, my man? Now
okay.
I have
Okay. Okay.
this is my great grandmother's album.
Here
I
come
got an old
Mahalia.
record player. I got an old
Here
record
come
player. No,
Mahalia.
it ain't Mahalia. No, it ain't Mahalia. This goes back. Glenn Miller.
Oh.
This is
Glenn Miller. Okay.
this vinyl. I'm telling you, this
Yeah.
vinyl
Though.
is thick as
So
shit,
that's
son.
78. It's
Yes,
78. Yeah, I know
exactly.
that one.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking
That.
about?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I know that Glenn Miller with the 78.
Yo, you
So
can
I
cut
tell
a
you
motherfucker's
this.
head off with this shit, son. This shit is so thick.
Yeah, I mean, and they delicate. If you drop it, they're gonna break because they like glass.
Mm.
Yeah,
A lot of times, they're almost like glass. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So do you have like some special temperature, humidity type
right.
scientific
Right.
shit that you do to keep your records?
Yeah, how do you keep
Well,
them? How do you keep them?
they're in the majority of my stuff is in climate control storage, and they're on shelves. Looks like a library, Um, and they're all in the shelves, and you see the spine. And then at home, I have same type of shelving, like the IKEA shelves,
Mhm.
the 5x5 shelf. But at home, they're I have them in there like that. But then I put all like covers that I feel like are, impressive art on the outside. So all you see is
Yeah.
the cover, and then the records are
Yep.
behind the cover. And I keep them like that. So I have different rooms. I have my office, another record room on the first
Records
floor.
everywhere. Records
I got
everywhere.
2 other rooms of records on the second floor. Then I got a full basement, so it's like 3 floors. The basement is more like a museum, but
Mhm.
I have my office that I work out of, and which I used to have an office at an actual office space, but then the pandemic hit. I just moved it home, and then I just kept it there. But
Okay.
so yeah, I keep them
Just
that
a
way.
mistake.
Jane, what was the
That's what's
first
up.
out? What was the first? Okay, with your allowance money, with the money that
Hmm.
you have, what was the very first record or album that you bought? And do you still have it? Because I still got mine.
Um, I think about this sometimes because I get confused. It was either Jermaine Jackson, Let's Get Serious,
Oh wow, wow.
or
Oh,
uh, I think that was 1980 or 80. Because even back then, something could be out in the store or
Mm-hmm.
just came out and we wouldn't know it. It was just when I happened to see it in the store. I mean, I knew the song and loved the song, but I don't think I bought that when it first came out. So I think it may have been a year after. But I also bought Planet Rock with my money. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So it would either
mine
have
was the
been
Meat Award. Ring My Bell.
Anita Ward, what? Ring My Bell.
That was
Mhm.
mine too, Key. That was mine too. I got that 45. I still got that 45.
Yeah,
I
I
know
bought
it's
that
mine
45 too.
because I still
That
got
was my daddy
Eco. I
house.
still put my name on. You know, that's when you used to put your name on your records. You know
kids,
what I'm saying? So I
all
still got
kids love that record.
yeah,
Yeah, all
yeah.
kids.
I
But
told y'all
I
mine.
got that record too.
I told y'all mine. It was the 45 of Rappers Delight. No, that was the one that my mom bought me. The one I bought with my own money, or with my allowance money, was the first Public Enemy album, Yo Bum Rush the Show.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I got a ride to the mall to buy that too at that time. I remember that because my neighbor was in college, and I heard Public Enemy #1, and I was just like, "What is that?" And he told me, and I went and bought it that Saturday. When I got my allowance that Friday. I tricked my brother, who's 4.5, 5 years younger than me, to put his allowance with mine so we could buy Public Enemy.
You still got that album? You still got that record? You still got that
I
album?
still have it.
Oh, yeah, I
It's
still
not in
have
good
it.
shape though. I can
Nah,
see
I
the
mean,
front.
yeah, you know,
The shape,
you got
the
those. You
shape
got
is
those.
bad.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got those.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
those,
saying? Right? Yeah.
the
I got a
shape is
shitload
bad,
of
but
those.
I still have it. I
What
still
about
have
you,
it.
P? What about you, P?
With me, shoot. One Rapper's Delight, definitely. That was my, that was my first gifted. Okay, because
Hmm.
I didn't buy it. The very first piece of vinyl that I actually bought on my own. You're gonna laugh when I say it.
Donnie Marie.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. No,
Sonny and Cher.
shut up. Yeah, no, it was actually
You took the words out of my mouth.
no, it was actually the Police's synchronicity.
Liberace.
Oh wow.
The police. Oh, the police.
Synchronicity. Yes,
I
yes.
got that album.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, I got
That's a
that
good
album.
record.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
That's
good
a good
album,
one.
yo. That's a good
mean,
ass
look,
album, bro.
hey, look, anything the police, whether it was Synchronicity, Ghost of the Machine, they were one of my favorite, they were one of my favorite
Yeah,
groups growing up.
for sure.
So yeah. Question, Gene. Okay, so Gene Brown Beatdown this Saturday. I have to ask.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
what does it mean? Bringing your event and having these type of events for Charlotte culture.
It means everything because being that I was telling you, I started doing those events in New York. They weren't exactly like the beatdown, but they was, it had started to evolve into something similar. But first and foremost, people told me I couldn't do it in Charlotte. They felt like it wouldn't work, and that's the wrong thing to tell me.
And people come from everywhere to
Everywhere,
Charlotte.
and it was like, if you want to see it, you're gonna have to come to North Carolina
Right.
because
Yeah.
you're not gonna see it because I'm not taking it anywhere. And I've had offers for all throughout the whole country, and overseas, and which I will do a tour eventually, probably, maybe considering maybe starting next year, possibly. But I was just dedicated to doing everything in Charlotte, partly to prove people wrong, but also because when the pandemic hit, I got more comfortable with just being at home because I was on the road all the time.
I
You know?
ain't even mad
Yeah.
at you, young. I
And
believe. I hear
so
you
it
on
was
that.
like, why not? And then for somebody to say, really, you gonna do it in Charlotte? That sounds like a New York show, bro. Like, I don't think you gonna kind of be wasting your time, And I'm like, well, why? You think people are gonna be hip to that kind of thing? Like what you're doing, Gene, is kind of like a niche market thing. You think it's enough people in that? I said, well, just think about it this way. Where you think I'm from? Like,
Yeah.
if I came up with
Exactly.
this,
Right.
of course it's
Yeah.
gonna be plenty more people just like me. Cause
Yeah.
I never lived anywhere other than North Carolina as a child. I moved out once, on my own. And later as an adult, I've lived some other places, but what made me is North Carolina. So
Yep.
what would make you think that could be any different? So, and then a lot of it has to do with, the idea, how you implement certain things to ensure that you'd have a great chance that it should work. And then my relationships with all these guys, everybody I bring, 95% are people that I work with and all my friends. So I felt like I felt pretty confident that I could make it work. And so here we are.
I mean, it's telling a lot, man. It's telling a lot when cats come from all other places to come here to you. You feel what I'm saying? So you're doing it right. You feel me?
Right.
So
Right.
keep pushing, man. Keep pushing, bro.
Yeah,
Yep.
Absolutely.
it's I mean, it's a salute to the relationships that you've built over the years.
Absolutely.
Especially those working relationships too. Be able to bring this show to the Queen City, to be able to bring these type of shows to the Queen City. And
Yep.
so look, ladies and gentlemen, May the 6th, Gene Brown Beatdown. Main
Yes,
event.
sir.
Main event.
So you got records, so I can get in. I can carry a crate, right? Like back in the days, I can carry a crate, right? wanna
No,
do-
no records at this show, man.
Got to
That's
be
for
more careful. Got to be
for
more
them to
careful.
do their thing.
Man, that boy, let me tell you, boy, I used to get in a lot of parties that way, boy, carrying them
Oh
damn
yeah,
crates.
yeah, that was the
Yeah,
way. That was the way. I got a party the night before too, at Crown Station.
word.
Uh,
That's gonna be Static Selector and Scram Jones DJing, because a lot of people
nice.
Well, I
know
wish I would
them
have known this. I would
as
have
for
made my
for
hotel reservation for Friday and
you
Saturday.
know doing DJ.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm at Crown Station Friday. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but that's on my IG. Gene Brown Beatdown. At Gene Brown Beatdown or Gene Brown NC. You can get that information
Word.
for the other party also.
Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, you in Charlotte Saturday, check out the event. If you're not in Charlotte Saturday, make your way to Charlotte Saturday to check out the event.
Right.
Look, Gene, we thank you for coming through the Straight to Tape. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. And, bruh, welcome
Yes,
back
sir.
anytime, man. Welcome
Thanks,
back
brother.
anytime.
All right.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Yeah, I definitely want
Appreciate
to
you,
come
bro.
back through when I could be settled and make it happen, because I got another meeting I got to be at on at
You're on the
9:30.
move.
I
You're on
told
the
them I'll
move.
probably be
You're
a
on the
little late.
move.
Yeah, I'm
Understandable.
on the move.
We
I'm on the
understand,
move.
bro. We understand.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gene Brown. Gene Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
All
Appreciate
right.
Bye,
you,
Gene.
bro.
See
Appreciate
you
it.
Saturday. Bye.
See
All
you
right.
Saturday.
Thank you. All right. Appreciate it.
Ciao, man.
Yo, once again, another beautiful episode of Straight to Tape. It was great to have a guest like Gene, Gene Brown in the building.
Yep.
So look, next week.
What?
Next week we expect to have another good show next week. We want y'all to join us, be in the building. So first for the hip hop mom, Keisha with a Y.
See y'all in Charlotte on Saturday.
See y'all Saturday. For our professional joke slang, Tico de Gallo.
I just saw a Prius outside with a Transformer sticker on it. It's either they going eco-friendly or Optimus Prime got some explaining to do.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah, I gotta give it to him. That was a good one.
Anyway.
You know, our social media assassin, Rob the Actual. Say goodbye to the people, my brother.
Yo, thanks, folks. Really appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Been another great show. See y'all next week. We out.
That's right. It's your man C. Perry II. We gone. Enjoy. See you next week.